So now we have some important strong acids and weak acids that you need to memorize in order to have a better understanding of the questions which you'll encounter. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest directly trying to memorize these, but I would say that over time, with exposure to questions surrounding these, you will learn these and you will remember them because you'll see them so often, because they're generally the main acids which you'll see used in practice questions and in examples. So the main strong acids which you'll encounter will be hydrochloric acid, so HCl, nitric acid, which is HNO3, and sulfuric acid, which is H2SO4. And then the weak acids which you'll encounter will be your carboxylic acids. So you'll learn quite a bit more about those when you start to learn about organic chemistry as well. And so I wouldn't worry about those too much early on because you might not fully understand what they are. And then you've got carbonic acids. So those are going to be anything carbonate. So your H2CO3 or the HCO3 minus. So that's either dihydrogen carbonate or hydrogen carbonate ions. And then the bases which you would need to know is going to be, so your strong bases, again, don't try and commit these to memory, but I think they are, as long as you know them before the exam, they are quite important and you'll probably encounter them along the way. So that's going to be your strong bases will be your group 1 hydroxides. So that's going to be, for example, sodium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, all those types of things. So anything in group 1 that can bind to hydroxide. Then you'll also have your group 2 hydroxides. So that's a similar concept again. So anything from group 2 that can then be turned into a hydroxide. So for example, barium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, etc. Then the weak bases, that's going to be ammonia, so NH3, and that's a very important one to know. And then amines, so for example, C3H7NO. With amines, I wouldn't worry about those too much. I would just keep it as a note in the back of your head that those are weak bases, but those will make more sense once you do organic chemistry. So much like with the carboxylic acids being a weak acid, amines are a weak base, and they're both two things which you'll learn more about later in Unit 4 when you start to learn about organic chemistry.